Welcome to another edition of Faces of California Fitness. My name is Razi Hosni. I'm a board member on the California Fitness Alliance, and we're excited to bring you this edition of the Faces of California Fitness. We're here in Bakersfield. We thought it'd be a great idea for our fellow fitness enthusiasts and fellow fitness associates here in the state of California to get to know the people behind the scenes of fitness in the state of California. So I'm here with Angelyn from In Shape Fitness here in Bakersfield. We're super excited to introduce Angelyn. Welcome, Angelyn. How are you?
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure for you wanting to speak with me today. Good luck.
Oh boy. All right, let's go. Angelyn's very competitive, so we're excited to have her on here. So Angelyn, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came about to the fitness industry.
Like you said, my name is Angelyn. My mom named me Angelyn Grace. 2 first names, I know, very difficult, so I just go by Ange, A-N-G. Well, I'm the oldest of 4 girls. So being the oldest of 4 girls, I had to take care of my sisters. I was instilled in me to take care of people. I was playing basketball at Cal State Northridge when my grandmother had a stroke. I decided to come home, take care of my grandmother, and in that I learned I think I could really take care of people. I think I'm gonna go to school to be a nurse. And then being a nurse, I realized I really don't like sick people, and the main thing that got me out of that was how people treated patients. Like they were just a number. You can help them out, they went home and you forgot about them, and I didn't like that. That didn't sit well with me, knowing that I was raised to take care of people. And my grandmother ended up passing away. So I decided, what could I do to allow this not to happen anymore to other families? So let me into the fitness world. Let's see what happens there. So I came into the fitness industry trying to be at a place where you have people getting healthy, fit, and happy, where they're not needing medicine, they're coming in to work out. And every day I see a different face. Every day I see someone come in happy. And this is my calling, is to be in the fitness industry to help people live happy, healthy, and long lives.
One of the main differences that I saw fitness here in the state of California is that we're more preventative than we are. We solve the problems before they actually come. My mom had surgery. This was a major hospital chain here in Texas. Right after the surgery, they gave her, bacon and scrambled eggs. So, right? What is it that prompted you to basically take a look at that and see that you needed to effect positive change in people's lives?
That just struck a chord for me right now. If your mom was my patient and I walked in and I saw that that's what the cafeteria gave her, that's why I didn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because she was just a number.
Yeah.
Okay, we got her through surgery. She's done. She's good. It's closed back up. We solved the problem. What problem did you really solve? What was that open heart surgery for if you're just going to go back and give what got her there in the beginning? Why not give her a better plan? Why not give her treatment, say, hey, these are the things that you need to eat? What would have been better is sending her to a gym, to a health and fitness organization, to really get her to change those habits. So that is why I promote health and fitness. That is why, to me, you don't need medicine if you have health and fitness in your life, first and foremost.
What would you say the most common misconceptions about the fitness industry are?
There's a bunch of different ones. The common one like, oh, they just want to go and lift weights, or it's just a bunch of classes. People don't realize the people who are at these fitness industries, that we're at the health clubs, we're there because we want to help people. So I think the biggest misperception is that the people behind the scenes, the people in these 4 walls, that we're just here to clock in and out, but we're not. We're here to change lives.
What is it that In Shape works so hard to change in people's daily habits? What is it that people struggle the most with? What do you think?
Most people struggle with accountability. And I think what In Shape does, the CFA, is we give people something to be accountable for. Here we do little things like Fit Club prizes. You check in 12 times, we give you a prize. And that makes people happy because you were accountable for those 12 things. And here we recognize that.
In the fitness industry as a whole, as we're doing these interviews, we're coming across some amazing stories from all over California. But Angelyn's story was very unique. So tell me a little bit about this particular member that used to come into your studio on a daily basis and how you were able to kind of accommodate him in his time of need.
So there was this gentleman, his name was Adrian, and every day he would come in, and I call them cholo glasses, but they were those like black lope glasses, and he would come into the gym with no sun with these glasses on, right? And I would run to the front desk on purpose just to say hi to him, to get him to talk, but he wouldn't talk to nobody. So I would run to the front and I'd check him in and I'd say, hey Adrian, how you doing today? Hey Adrian, have a great workout. Hey Adrian, how you doing today, my friend? Hope you have a great workout. Again, just ignoring me. So I did that for months and months and months. Guy never budged. Well, I didn't see him for like a week and a half. So I'm like, man, there goes me bugging this guy for a whole week and a half. I see him come in a week and a half later. I run out of my office. Hey Adrian, nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Where you been at? And he took his glasses off and he said, thank you. Thank you for what? He's like, for being you. You've tried all this time to talk to me, to get me to say hi, and I never do. But today you made my day. Why is that? He said, my son passed away a week and a half and no one's gone out of their way to say hi to me or to say anything. Can I get a hug? I hug the man. 2 days later, he brings me a shirt and he says, here you go. My son, he was a bodybuilder and he was starting this new fitness clothing line. And so I want to give you a shirt in his memory. I grabbed the shirt. I love the shirt. And then fast forward, 4 years later, I end up at this club and I wore the shirt working out one day and two of my trainers come up to me and they're like, hey, how did you get that shirt? They were friends with him.
Oh, wow.
So life goes full circle, and Bakersfield's a small place, but even if it's Bakersfield or somewhere else, it's the community. That made me feel good. So any day where I'm like, oh, I can't take this today, you think of that story and you're in a place where you belong, where you're making an impact in people's day and life.
That is so beautiful. How did Shape luck out to get you on their staff?
I needed to find something different, and I'm competitive, so it may sound weird, but I go to interviews all the time. And I mainly do it because to me, when you go to interview, you're selling yourself. I get a phone call, I'm gonna go into this interview with a gentleman named Michael. So I walk in and the gentleman, Michael, he goes to shake my hand to reach out. And immediately I see a gentleman sitting next to him. His name was Clyde McGregor. And when I was 18 years old, I was working at 24 Hour Fitness and going to school, Clyde, he stands up and he's like, Angie? And I'm like, Clyde? And the interview turned into a conversation like, how have you been? I've been great, been taking care of my grandma. Unfortunately she had a stroke. So we end up at the end of it where he's like, what do I got to pay you to come? And
Amazing.
And so I'm like, I don't know, Clyde, I don't know if you could pay me, what I'm looking for. And he's like, but we really have this program. We're doing silver sneakers. We're trying to get the elderly in here, do classes for them. I think you would thrive at this club. And I'm like, on the job, boom, shook hands.
Nice.
Here I am. I turn around to Michael and I'm like, oh, hi, my name is Ange. He's like, oh, I'm Michael, by the way. And I was like, nice to meet you. I started with the sales manager thing. And, as you see, I'm competitive. So it was always about numbers. And to get numbers, though, you have to coach and develop a team. So if I build relationships with my team, they're going to want to work for the people and they're going to want to follow suit in what I do. So I started doing that. And then in learning and coaching, developing them and seeing them thrive and wow, I did that. So after doing that, they bring me to the office. They're like, hey, you've been doing a great job. So we're going to send you to Porterville. And if you don't know where Porterville is at, it's in the middle of nowhere. So I'm like, I'm not going over there. I leave and then I get a phone call. I got a phone call from, she at that point was our chief operating officer, and so I get a phone call and it's like, hey, Ange, I heard you heard about Porterville. It's like, well, I think you would really be great for there. And, having someone believe in you, as I believed in those team members, really make you step out of your comfort zone. So did I want to go to Porterville? No, but I could build relationships and be part of that community. So there I go to Porterville. I went to multiple nursing homes that they had out there. I spoke with the members like, hey, what do you want? What do you want to see here? 9 months later, I get the call like, hey, you've hit every number you can hit at Porterville. The club is thriving. It's exactly what we want it to be. So then I landed this one. I get the phone call again from that same lady who's now our CEO of the company at that time, right?
Oh boy. Wow.
So here we are. I'm thankful.
What have you seen totally affected the business for you? What's changed over the course of the pandemic?
So let's be real. We lost members, we lost money, we lost team members, but then you're where we're at today. So where we're at today, it made us stronger. We were able to bring back a lot of our team members. And now I think what it did is, pre-pandemic, they checked in maybe once a week. I saw them maybe on their phones, not really working out. And now those same members, they're here 4 to 5 times a week.
Amazing.
It's like what the pandemic did was it kind of did an aha moment to people. Like, I do need fitness in my life. I do need to make this an everyday thing. So I think it did a negative toll on a lot of things, especially our industry, because we couldn't stay open to help people get healthy. Instead, we had to close our doors, and here people were getting sicker and sicker, and there wasn't no place in the hospitals for them. And then finally, we're allowed to open. As the fitness industry, we all came together to have a plan in mind, and so they say a goal without a plan is just a wish.
Amazing.
So these studios, the other InShapes and the InShapes and the other names, of all these industries, we all originally had this goal, right? And it was just to get people in your door as much as possible, sell as many memberships as much as possible. In the end, I think we all still wanted people to be healthy, right? But this pandemic really put the aha on the whole fitness industry that we all have the same goal. And now with the CFA, we have a plan.
Absolutely.
So now it's a plan that together as one, we can be part of this world post-pandemic.
Absolutely.
To get people healthy, fit, and happy where we don't have to do, again, what we did 18 months ago.
And then fitness is essential.
It's essential 100%.
It's needed 100% in people's lives.
At the very beginning, I said I was the oldest of 4 girls. So, I showed my sisters what was wrong and what was right, and they learned from me, and they might have not learned at all and still do wrong things, but I was that guiding light. So I was the one who had their back, right? And that's what CFA is to me. You're that older sister, you're that older brother, that sibling that has our back. You know, we're not alone anymore. We're not alone. And I think when we close down, every gym in its own, every little studio in its own, even the people working out of their garages and doing memberships. And I think we all thought we were alone. We were the only ones feeling this. We were the only ones, you know, going through a bankrupt. We were the only ones losing. But now we have the CFA. We weren't the only ones. So with that, I want the CFA to be me, which is leading that way, making sure that we put a stand there, that we put our foot down, and we make sure that we get recognized for what we can do for people and what we do on a daily, which is bring health and fitness to the forefront. And where we're actually recognized finally as essential, we now see that fitness is here to stay. We are essential, and we make people happy, healthy, and live longer.
Absolutely. One of the most beautiful things for me that I saw was I was on one of the CFA calls, and I see, you know, InShape CEO right next to Gold's Gym CEO, right next to InShape's, right next to 24 Hour Fitness's attorney, and they're all speaking the same language. That was the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen, and we're gonna work really hard to continue that. So thank you for all your support. I want to end it with a series of rapid fire questions. All right, these are fun questions. What's your favorite workout?
Basketball. You know, because it brings in cardio. It allows me to do something I love.
What's your favorite music to work out to?
My reggaeton cumbia mix. To me, that music gets me going, you know, and I'm Latina, so I like to move. So
favorite place to travel?
I would say anywhere new, you know, because I've traveled to a lot of places, but to me, the best place is a new place.
Superpower. What would your superpower to be?
To be able to heal the mental health, to heal the sad, the hurt, the sick.
Favorite book?
Would have to be Mamba Mentality by Kobe Bryant. I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Kobe fan. You really get to see the story of him, how he started from nothing. And he had a goal with a plan. His plan was to try harder than everyone else. And that's where he ended, was at the top.
If you were to take a cross-country trip, who would be the person that you'd want to spend that whole trip with in the car?
I would have to say my partner. You know, because who doesn't want to travel the world with, you know, their significant other? But if I would have to say, like, in a professional aspect, it'd probably be Francesca. It makes me do things that I never wanted to do, you know, and I've told her, you're a bad bee. Go cross country and really pitch our CFA to everybody and really let them know what fitness is all about.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ange, for spending the last few minutes with us, and look forward to seeing you at the gym. I think we're going to do a workout later on, so I'm excited about that. But thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.